So in this video we start the data communication chapter. Under this topic we cover the OSI model in this video. So first, the definition of data communication. What is the purpose of studying this data communication means? So we can communicate the data between two different devices via some transmission medium. So the properties of this communication between one device to another device using this transmission medium, that can be studied in this chapter. So first of all we see about the OSI model. So first we define the OSI model, and this is a model defined by the International Standard Organization, that is ISO, and this standard covers all aspects of network communication and using this open system interconnection model. OSI means open system interconnection model. So this is an open system that allows any two different system to communicate. So this OSI model used to communicate the data between two different devices. So first we see about the OSI model. So this OSI model consists of 7 order layer. So first is layered architecture. This is a layered architecture. It consists of 7 order layers. So this is a 7 layers of OSI model. First layer is physical layer, second layer is data link, third layer is network, fourth layer is transport, fifth layer is session, and sixth is presentation, and seventh is application. Please do not touch Chief's pet alligator. Physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation, application, and this is the keyword used to remember this layer. So next we see the peer-to-peer process, and in this process we include the header or trailer to the data to indicate the different types of layers. So each layer having different header. So this header are added to the data at layers 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2, and trailer only added at the layer of 2. Next one is the interfaces between the layer, and it will provide the interface between two adjacent layers. So these are the layers, order layers of transmitter and receiver, and this side also physical and data link are interfaced, that is 2 to 1 interface, and here 3 to 1 interface. Each adjacent layers are interface. They can communicate using this interface between these two layers. Next one is the organization of the layer. So layer 1, 2, 3. So layer 1, 2, 3 are network supporting layers, and layer 5, 6, 7 are user supporting layers. And here in this layer we define the physical transmission medium, basically the characteristics of physical medium to transmit the data from one device to another device. And this layer 4 ensure the end-to-end data transmission, and this is the transport layer. It ensures the end-to-end data transmission. So this is the exchange of using OSI model. So first we will get the data and adding header in this layer, and adding header up to this layer, and in layer 2 we add the trailer also, and this data is transmitted using transmission medium, and it receive here, and we remove the header here, and we will get the data, and this system receive this data. So this is the exchange of data from this device to this device using OSI model. Next we will see about the function of each layer. So the first layer is physical layer. So the function of this layer is define the physical characteristics of interface and media. So it define the transmission medium between two devices. And next one is representation of bits. So here the bits, each information transmitted using stream of bits, and how we transmit this bit by using signals. So we in this layer we define the encoding type of this bit to signal. So that is known as representation of bits. Next one is data rate or transmission rate. So how many bits we can transmit per second, that can also define in this layer. Next one is synchronization of bits. So sender and receiver both are synchronized only. The receiver can get the exact information from the sender. So this also synchronized. The sender and receiver are synchronized in this layer. Next one is line configuration, and the line configure to communicate one device to another device. This configuration is done in this layer. Next is physical topology and the type of topology, that is mesh topology or star topology, which kind of topology, that also defined in this layer. Next one is transmission mode. So the type of transmission mode, that is simplex, half duplex or full duplex. Then what kind of transmission mode, that also defined in this layer. So this is the function of physical layer. So it transmits the data from transmitter to receiver via this transmission medium. So this is the function of physical layer. So next one is data link layer. So first function of this data link layer is framing, and this framing divide the incoming streamed bit into frame. That frame can be manageable by the receiver side. So the framing divide the input stream into, and next one is physical addressing, and we add the header to this frame to give the source address and also destination address. And next one is flow control. If the receiver receives so many bits from the inputs from the transmitter side, means this flow control mechanism allows to control the bit stream. Next one is error control. In error control, it adds the mechanism to detect and transmit damaged or lost frames, and this can be done in this error control. Next one is access control. Access control means when two or more devices are connected to the same link, data link layer protocols are necessary to determine which device has control over the link at any given time. So this is access control of this data layer. So this is the function of data link layer. So if the transmitter is 10 and the receiver is 87, means this source address is given as 10 and destination address is given as 87. So the data from this is transmitted to this 87 device. So the next layer is network layer. So the function of this network layer is, first it gives the logical addressing of center and receiver, and it add the header to the frame, and that contain this logical addressing of center and receiver. Next one is routing. Routing means if so many devices are connected to one link, so the purpose of router, that is defined in this layer net. So next layer is transport layer, and this is a layer that ensures the end-to-end data transmission. For that it add the header and it uses the addressing of service point. So this is the first function of this transport layer. It add the header with the service point address. Next one is we segment the entire bit into small sections and add the header for each section and reassemble and will transmit the data again. Next three are controls function, that is connection, flow and error control. So these are the function of transport layer. So this is the function of transport layer. So we will get the data from, in transmitter side we will get the data from fifth layer and will segment that layer in transport layer, and we add the header to each layer segmented frame, and we again transmit the segmented layer to the network layer, and from network layer in receiver side we reassemble each data, and that data is given to fifth layer. So this is the function of transport layer. Next layer is session layer, and in this layer we can communicate from one system to another system using dialogues, and this may be half duplex or full duplex. Next one is synchronization. This synchronization achieved by adding checkpoints. So for every for example total 2000 pages, we can include checkpoint for every 100 pages, mean that 100 pages are received properly or not, we can check, and this synchronization is happened in this session layer. So this is a function of session layer. So from presentation layer we receive the data and include the synchronization bit, that is checkpoint here, and the header also, and this is given to transport layer, and in receiver side the reverse process of all this happen, and this is a function of session layer. And next layer is presentation layer. So first function of presentation layer is translation. So different devices communicating different devices, each device can use different type of encoding. So here the translation happen, so we can communicate properly. So next one is encryption and compression. So these are the function of presentation layer. So this is a function of presentation layer. So now we encoded, encrypted and compressed data. We get the encoded, encrypted and compressed data, and we will send the data to L6. This is the L6 data, and we will send to this receiver side, and receiver decoded, decrypted and decompressed the data and given to the application layer. So this is a function of presentation layer. Next one is application layer, and the function here is network virtual terminal. So without the actual terminal, here we can define the virtual terminal, that means to the internet. Next one is the file transfer, access and management, FTAM, and we can transfer, access and management. All the controls are happened in this application layer. Next one is mail services, and last one is directory services, and these are the software related layer of applications. So this layer is known as application layer. This is a function of application layer, and here we define the virtual network terminal, and that FTAM all are defined in this layer, and we send the file L7 data and we receive the data. Here we send via X.400, and receiver also get the sender file from via this X.400. So this is a function of this application layer. So this is a summary of layer functions. So first layer, physical layer, to transmit bit over a medium. So next, node to node delivery, to organize bit into frames. Then network, to move packet from source to destination, and transport, to ensure end-to-end message delivery and error recovery. Next, session, to establish, manage and terminate sessions. Next, presentation, to translate, encrypt and compress data. Application, to allow access to network resources. So this is a summary of layer functions.